The following podcast might cause listeners to root for our home team and raise the Jolly Rogers so bucking hard that it'll cause you to go into a Primanti's food coma. Listeners be advised and monitor young children while listening to the following presentation. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boardman Black and Bucking Gold podcast. We did it. We actually did it. We bullied the Pittsburgh Pirates into firing Derek Shelton. We did it. We did it. We literally did it. 6 years of his reign of terror over. Gone. Forgotten. The third worst manager statistically in all of baseball history. Only 2 managers in all of baseball history have a worse winning percentage with over 700 games managed than Derek Shelton. Speed hitter Derek Shelton. Any of you guys remember the speed hitter, that commercial that they would put on MLB Network back in the early 2010s? I thought maybe when I was that age, I was probably late into Little League, probably getting closer to Pony League. And at that point, I was like, wow, what cutting edge technology. And then I get older and I actually start to play some real baseball. And I'm like, that thing freaking sucks. Who the heck is going to buy one of these things? This is why your offense is absolutely abysmal every single year. All 6 years of Derek Shelton's tenure. Show me one good offense that the Pirates have had. Just one. It's just like Mike Tomlin with his assistant coaches. You can flip through assistant coach after assistant coach. You can fire defensive coordinator. You can fire offensive coordinators. You can get a new one. And everything still looks the same. All of it. It all still looks the same. The same thing with the Pirates bats. How many bats have we developed lately? Name for me one. Just one. Joey Bart? No. He was traded for. Andrew McCutchen? No. He was here when we actually had some semblance of success. Brian Reynolds? He was there before the whole debacle happened. Actually, he might have been... Let's see. So that was Neil Huntington era. I'm trying to think. See, I'm not even going to count that. Because I'm just not going to count that. Because even look at Brian Reynolds this season. He hasn't been exceptional. But if you look at that, look at the comparisons of all of our lineups in the last 6 years. 6 years since Derek Shelton took over. And mind you, he was signed to an extension after the Pirates got out to a 20-8 start a couple of years ago. And then promptly followed that by nosediving headfirst off a cliff into oblivion, never to be seen again, and now are on pace to have the worst season in Pittsburgh Pirates history. Let me say that one more time. Pittsburgh Pirates history. Do you know how long the Pittsburgh Pirates have existed? Do you know how long? I don't have the number off the top of my head. Call me a fake fan, whatever. The whole point is that this franchise has existed into the 19th century. The 1800s. There are teams that have had more success being conceived in the last 30 years than the Pirates have had in their entire existence. Look at the Diamondbacks. They won the World Series in 2001. They were an expansion team. They went to the World Series just a couple of years ago. Look at the Devil Rays when they were conceived back in the mid to late 90s. They've been to 2 World Series. They haven't won one, but they've been competitive. They did not start well by any means. Most expansion teams don't. Heck, even look at the Rockies. The Rockies, they went to the World Series. They got swept, but that doesn't matter. The Rockies, who were on pace to be literally the worst team of all time, usurping the Chicago White Sox of yesteryear, they are on pace to be the worst team of all time this season, but have had more recent success than the Pittsburgh Pirates. Even to the point where, even just a couple of years ago, they were in the playoffs and making a bid for the NL Championship Series. Remember the Tony Walters game? I do. Against the Cubs. That was iconic. I love that. And I think they played the Brewers that year. Brewers ended up getting the best of them, and then the Brewers went on to lose to the Dodgers. 2018, I believe that was. I remember listening to Bob Uecker falling asleep in those playoffs. It's a good time. But think about that. Derek Shelton is the third worst manager of all time, statistically. And we employed this man for 6 years. He was supposed to be the face of the rebuild. We went into a rebuild in 2019. We knew it. 2018, we randomly had a over 500 record for the first time since 2015 when we had last made the playoffs, and still to this day have last made the playoffs. And yet here we sit in 2025 in May, early May, and the team is already almost 15 games under 500. They've lost 7 in a row. They are completely out of it. There is no salvaging this season. Derek Shelton is fired? Yes. This season will not go well for the rest of the time, though. Don Kelly, by proxy, is going to be a better manager for the rest of the season than Derek Shelton. However, that doesn't mean that this team is going to pull a 2019 Washington Nationals and turn it around to win the World Series. That just won't happen. But the first phase of the purging is complete. And finally, Bob Nutting was bullied enough into actually doing something. Pirates fans have wanted Derek Shelton's head for probably 4 years now. You understand 2020, it was not an ideal season, but being the absolute worst in the league in 2020, that's not very good for your first full, quote-unquote, full season in the MLB. It's just not very good. All of your stars regressed. Adam Frazier, at that point, while he was with the Pirates, was a star and regressed into something less of a star. And then the fire sale came. Anything that had any semblance of talent was shipped away. Joe Musgrove, gone. You see what he's doing now. Maybe some injuries, yes, but it's not the point. You see even guys like Clay Holmes, who turned his career around with the Yankees. Now he's a starter with the Mets. They ship off everything. And I'll say this. Shelton was not dealt a good hand. If you're dealt the hand of the Pittsburgh Pirates, then you're not in a good spot. Don Kelly does not have a good hand to deal with. But the thing is that this year, he should have had a better hand to deal with. Especially when you have Paul Skeens, who is a generational talent, whose record is now 3-4 because he doesn't get any gosh darn run support. You would think a guy with a sub-3 ERA and a guy that goes 6-7 innings with several strikeouts, sometimes double digits, almost each time he goes out, would have at least a 5-2 record by this point in the season. No, Paul Skeens is 3-4. And those 4 losses, minus maybe one of them, you could claim, is on him. This is not the end of the purging. Derek Shelton perhaps was the mask for all of this. And this might be the scapegoat for Bob Nutting to say, okay, well, I'm trying to address something in the name of urgency. Urgency was used in his press release today. I'm not sure if you realize this, Mr. Nutting, or not, but 6 years without a winning season does not seem like urgency to me. There is one other guy, aside from you, Mr. Nutting, that needs to be gone, and that is Ben Cherington. Ben Cherington has to go. Every single move he makes this team worse. Almost every single one of them. Tell me something he has done for me recently. Tommy Pham was our big offseason signing. He's hitting a .112, and his slugging percentage is less than a blood alcohol level of a drunk person. Come on. Seriously? This is what we're trotting out there? When we have a pitching rotation of Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller, Andrew Heaney, who has been worse in the last couple of starts, but is still okay for a fifth starter. Jared Jones, still on the injured list, but will be having ace caliber stuff when he comes back. Bubba Chandler, who might get called up to the major league level here in the next week or so. You have a pitching staff that has the chance to rival that of the Seattle Mariners. And yet your offense is going to be so anemic that it makes the Seattle Mariners offense look like a bunch of Barry Bonds. It makes no sense. You have done nothing, Mr. Cherington, to build a team around a generational pitcher, the next Nolan Ryan. Is he having a down year? Sure. But the problem is, when you have a down year with an ERA of 2.77 and people are crying out that you are overrated because of your 3-4 record and the fact that you lost a game to the Cardinals 2-1 because you failed to score more than a singular run? Are we serious? Are we serious, Mr. Cherington? Derek Shelton is the first to go, and I am celebrating that. I am rooting for our home team so much. I have a song that I play after every Pirates win that I haven't been able to play in well over a week. And even this season, I haven't played it very much because a win seems like a loss. The Last Saskatchewan Pirate is its name, by Ailstorm. You should check it out. It's a bop of a song. I played that today 5 or 6 times. Sang it full blast. I had a broadcast tonight for our opening day in the Frontier League. I am a broadcaster, in case some of you don't know. I pretty much lost my voice today singing that song because I was so excited. So excited that Derek Shelton was finally gone. If you want a highlight reel of Derek Shelton's managerial accomplishments, I'll give it to you right here. Go ahead. Take a listen. Oh, wait. Sorry. You didn't hear anything. That was by design, though. So, yeah. Cherington, you're next. Don't think that you're getting away with this. Bob Nutting might not be after your throat, but by golly, if the Pirates fans that rallied around to bully Bob Nutting into firing Derek Shelton can do that, then you best know that you are next. You're next, buddy. Get ready to learn Guangdong Tigers. Ni hao. Ni hao. This is the Boardman Black and Gold podcast presented by Zeka Enterprises. You can call 910-777-3871 to turn your furniture problems into furniture solutions. We got one problem out of the way. Now the next problem needs to go. And then we might find a solution. Thanks for listening. This is Zane Bloom. We'll see you next time for Zane and David's take on the George Pickens trade. It's a wild one. We'll see you next time.